Previously on Pokémon Light Platinum Nuzlocke Challenge. Your turn. Pursue, oh dear. No! Jack! What happened? Jack!
Hello YouTube fans, it's me Wimzor the Great with another exciting installment in my Pokémon Light Platinum Nuzlocke Challenge. Woot woot. Okay, so since our last episode I skipped the whole journey to the Pokémon Center, so my Pokémon are all healed up now. I also said goodbye to my beloved Jack, who unfortunately left us way too soon, and we also stopped by the Pokémarket to buy some potions. So now we're back at the place where we approximately stopped the last episode.
Okay, I've decided to go on just a little bit further. But when I'm out of this forest, I'm going to train a bit more. It looks like I found the hive of Angry Combi. What are you going to do about it? Nothing? Guess I should tell Jasmine. Lately I've seen a lot of Combi around this forest. That's going to be a trainer. My beauty is being lost on this horrible place. Only a battle will warm my heart. The main issue is not that they are having Pokemon of above level 15 or 16. The main issue is that they always have 4 of them.
Okay, your first opponent is a Glamio. I'm not quite sure how much longer I can go on with this level difference, by the way. I mean, my opponents are already 3 or 4 levels ahead of me for most of the time. I guess I can take another one of those attacks. I know it's risky, but if a critical hit comes, you cannot avoid it anyway. It will eventually bite you in the ass, so I might as well just face it. So by paralyzing Glamio, I made sure to get priority for the rest of the battle. And every time my opponent sends out a Shinx, it reminds me of what my team is still lacking, namely a ground type Pokemon, or at least a physically bulky Pokemon that can take electric attacks and counter with a ground move. So after parahaxing the Shinx, I decided to switch to my big star Growlithe, because I remember from previous battles he can take out Shinx easily. Both Piotr and Growlithe level up, that's awesome. And another Shinx? Okay. We know the recipe to defeat that one already. I might as well try to use a bite attack for once, just to make sure whether dark type moves are being considered special moves in this game or not. And if I'm lucky, the opponent's Pokemon might even be flinched. And there we go. Mwahahaha. Don't worry, I've got this sorted. I've really got this sorted. Whoa. I don't know that last Pokemon. Is it a Generation 5 one? It must be, since it's one heck of an ugly bird. Well, you can't really blame the creators for running out of ideas. I'd even suggest adding a turkey Pokemon for the next generation, since pretty much every bird has already been Pokemonized. I don't even feel bad to burn that thing. Oddly enough, that Pidove forces my Growlithe to switch out. That's pretty lame. You go, Shellshock. Another glorious victory for Wimzor's dream team, but my lord, I really need to train a bit if I don't want to lose all of my team before reaching the first gym. So I'll be doing some much needed training right now, and I'll be back as soon as I have all my Pokemon on an acceptable level. Howdy there folks, I'm back. I decided to train all my Pokemon to level 20 before advancing any further, because I've learned from my mistakes in the past. I won't be overpowering my Pokemon, as that would obviously ruin the fun, but I thought I had to do at least something to avoid getting my whole team wiped out before episode 10 of this series. In the meantime, my Chikorita evolved into a Bayleaf. The odds of getting lost in a place like this are pretty high. Yeps, I'm sure that used to be a fact in the old days. Back when I was a 7-year-old kid, I got lost in Viridian City woods for at least 2 or 3 days, and another 4 days in Mount Moon. but the caves they make in the next generation Pokemon games are retardedly easy. The only things those caves and forests still miss is exit signs all over the place, as if it wasn't already obvious enough which way you should go. And another Pokemon trainer! Oh boy, I sure wonder what this guy has in store. Let me take an educated guess. 4 Pokemon? What? It's 5? 5 Pokemon? Don't tell me they are all going to be Metapods and Silicoons again. Oh wait, it's a bug catcher. A bug catcher with normal type Pokemon. Now there's something I haven't seen before. Okay, so nothing special happened in this battle, so I just skipped it all before you guys get bored out of your sockets and leave this place to go watch some more talented people than me. Long story short, this guy had a Shinx, a Nincada, a Silcoon and a Zubat. All of these went down pretty easily, so I guess more heartbreaking moments will have to wait until some other time. So, I finally arrived at the other side of the forest, but unfortunately I'm still on a route that I have already visited before, so I'm not allowed to catch any new Pokemon here. And right after going north, past this route, we appear to have finally arrived in Horse City. And their gym leader Jessica is already waiting for my arrival. Unfortunately, the Combi decided to be real douchebags and shut down most of the city's facilities. According to Jessica, these Combis are viciously attacking humans, but actually they're just floating there mid-air, looking at me with their pretty little eyes. So, after that amazing cutscene, Jessica gives me a silent hint that I should be following her back to the beehive. And that's where the fun starts. More Pokemon battles, yay! All of a sudden, the beehive, which was filled with bees just a minute ago, now is filled with crooks that apparently call themselves Team Steam. After some terrific battles against more Shinies and Puchihinas than the average Wimzor the Great Viewer can count, I finally arrived at their leader, who was apparently in the middle of a heated conversation with gym leader Jessica. According to Jessica, Team Steam is trying to catch legendary Pokemon, and while experimenting on how to do so, they decided to harm these little bees in the process. At this point, we see another fantastic cutscene in which Jessica's Vespiquen is trying to use a normal attack on a ghost type Pokemon. I thought gym leaders should at least have a tiny little bit of knowledge about Pokemon, but naturally, they screwed up. As a natural hero, I decide to sacrifice myself by jumping in front of Sheila's Dribblin and save Jessica from being harmed. If I remember correctly, Drifloon should be a flying and ghost type, but I think they were able to use electric attacks as well. And this is where I noticed these creatures have an ability that is the mortal fear of any Nuzlocke player. Shadow Tag forces Pokemon to stay in. So if you ever stumble upon a stronger Pokemon with Shadow Tag ability, you're basically toast. Luckily enough, these guys apparently use only one of the weakest attacks in the whole game, Constrict. Holy balls, I have to get out. I have to get out, I have to get out, I have to get out. Noes! Let's start spamming Morning Sun. At least that gives me some respite. Thank you very much, Rigolet. For 1 second there I thought Birdmeat was a goner. And now that I finally started to get attached to him. Luckily for me, after beating the Drifloon, I can finally switch out, since Duskull has a different kind of ability. So basically, we're good for now. I should have switched immediately to Shell Shock, since he has a Dark type move. and another Poochyena to finish things off. Time for another awesome focus punch attempt. Finally, it's my time to shine with a focus punch. You missed? Why? Stop trolling me. I'm sick and tired of these sand attacks. Bayleaf will finish this battle for me. Okay, so after the battle, Jessica thanked me from the bottom of her heart for saving her. I suppose she couldn't have given me a badge right away for saving her ass. I mean, it's practically the only way Ash Ketchum ever received a badge in the anime series. Now that that is out of the way, we can finally explore Inor City. And deja vu, the street signs are still saying house. I received TM9, which is bullet seed, and thus pretty useless. And I met this bright young chap who apparently wants to get rid of his scyther in exchange for a spinner rack.
Hey, that's a hella good deal!
Then there's this place called the University of Inhor. At first I was a bit skeptical about it, but right after entering and talking to this fellow, I received an experience share. But it gets even better. At the top floor of the university, there's this weird psycho who apparently knows my name and decides to give me a free Pokemon because just by looking at me, he can see that I have great potential. So I decide to go with Mudkip, because I already have a grass and fire type, and while I also already have a water type, Mudkip turns into an earth type after it evolves, and that was just what I'm looking for. Since it's a free Pokemon, once again I didn't get a chance to nickname him, but who cares? After checking out the University of Inhor and all the rest of the place, it was time for me to finally visit my first gym. But right upon entering the gym, I bumped into one of my arch rivals, apparently Red. The Indigo League Pokemon champion wants to battle me to see what I'm made of. I mean, I shouldn't stand a chance at all against his level 18 Pikachu. What a day, what a day. I finally reached the first gym. I certainly hope the next ones won't take that long. Anyway, show's over. So here's another Pokemon trivia question of the day. Here's the question. We all know Pikachu is Ash's lifelong companion. But did you know that in the planning stages of the anime, Ash was accompanied by a different Pokemon? So, which one of the following Pokemon do you think would have been Ash's original starter? If you click the right answer, you win. If you click the wrong answer, you'll be a good sport and subscribe to my channel. You're still a winner. Until next time, see ya!